This message is for the people that feel so unseen right now. And it's like you're it's like you're doing everything to be seen. But I'm not talking in the perspective of feeding your ego or your pride, like seeking outer validation in order to feel fulfilled. No, 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 no. No. You're the person who has actually healed that. You have healed a lot of your wounds, a lot of your traumas, a lot of your pain. And you no longer seek outer validation. In fact, I feel like this particular collective never actually did. You might have done some things here and there, but it wasn't like you weren't over the top with it. Because obviously, we do need connection with others, right? So sometimes you would maybe do something to receive a little bit of attention or validation from others, but it was never extreme, right? There are people who take it to a very like deep extreme, and it almost becomes like part of their personality. But you always know, like those people, you can always tell automatically that they're so desperate for the attention and the validation that like they're willing to do anything. But that's not who you are, right? So I'm speaking to the people who never did that. Yeah, you might have done some things, but not like, again, it was never extreme, right? It was sometimes where you're like that subconscious need for connection. Again, it was never extreme. It's never like anything too out there. But yeah, you've been healing that. You've been healing a lot of wounds, a lot of traumas. And you're at this place where it's like you feel good. You feel good in your own body. You feel good in your own temple. You feel good with your own consciousness. You feel good when it comes to the integrity that you have, the actions and the level of honesty within yourself. Like you feel good with that. And yeah, you don't seek outer validation. You really don't need it. You've come back to yourself. You've come back to your heart. You've come back into your own wholeness, where you truly are now operating from this level of coherence, alignment, and wholeness. And you've created this relationship back with your heart, with your inner self, where you're really listening to the signs, the synchronicities, the impulses, the nudges, the breadcrumbs, the yeah, the sacred nudges from your heart and from the divine about what steps to take, where to go, what to do. And you could have recently just reached a place where you're like, I don't get it. Like, I feel so unseen and unheard, but it's like almost like unseen by the divine itself. Like, you could have actually thought recently, like, I don't get it. I'm doing everything that I can. I'm operating in integrity. I'm operating in alignment. I'm learning from all my past experiences. I've transmuted so much of my pain, and I keep following the signs, the synchronicities, the nudges. I keep putting one foot in front of the other. Like you keep walking on this path of the unknown, right? And like you keep, this is a metaphor, right? Like you keep knocking on all the doors that you are feeling called to, like I said, this is a metaphor. I'm not saying that you're actually walking around and knocking on people's door. What I mean by that is like you're following the signs, you're following the synchronicities, you're following all the like the breadcrumbs that the divine is giving you to follow. Like, so that could be like you're talking to certain people to see what might, come out of that connection or collaboration. Like you're talking to others to see almost like where the next thing is, like that next breadcrumb to take on your journey, right? Because a lot of the time it's like we'll talk to someone and they'll be like, hey, you know what, um I'm feeling called to tell you that, I'm connected to so and so, and I need to connect you with this person, right? And that's kind of like the next breadcrumb, right? So you're doing that, like you're talking to all the people that you feel called to. You are, for example, even like applying to all the jobs that you feel called to. You're even reaching out to people, places, and jobs that like aren't advertising, or they're not really like putting anything out there, but you just feel called to, like, it's like you're in this co-creation with the divine. You are in this dance with the divine of like, do you see I'm doing it, everything that I feel called to do, I am doing it. Like, that's where you are, right? So if you even if you've had inspirational downloads of like a certain project or like a creative project to work on, or just putting yourself out there, whatever the case is for you, you're like, I'm doing it. And what's really interesting, I'm getting this right now, so I don't know if this is for a certain individual or a certain few. It's almost like, also because I just got a vision of a book, it's like you got a download to write a book and you're doing it, and this could be your first book. Yeah, this is like your first book, and you've left a lot of things from the old. Like, you could have even left your job to do this, to write a book, because you felt the calling. And it's like you're putting the book out there, you're trying to talk to all the right people, you're trying to understand like how to finally get it out there, and you're like, what the heck, divine, what the like, I'm doing it, don't you see? And that's what I mean by you feel invisible right now. Like, you don't feel seen. Again, it's not from outer validation. It's more like, do you see that I am doing it? I am taking the steps. I'm taking the actions. I'm taking divine inspired actions. I'm not allowing my worries and my doubts to creep in. I'm not allowing others to tell me, if I'm sure if I made the right decision to do what I'm doing, right? Because you are embarking on this new path. You are being guided and led on this new path, this path of like your higher self and your highest calling. It's really funny because I don't know if you read The Alchemist, but it's reminding me almost of that story of The Alchemist. It's like you're following the higher calling, you're following all the signs and the breadcrumbs, and you're just getting to a point in your journey where you're like, what the heck, divine, I'm doing it, do you not see I am doing it? I'm knocking on, again, that's a metaphor that, you're taking the aligned action, you're knocking on all the doors, and they're either not being answered, or it's like someone opens the door and is like, what do you want, and closes the door. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're knocking on all the right doors, but you're not being granted access. Like, that isn't your door. And you've knocked on so many doors. You've been doing this for a while, and you're just like, I feel unseen. I feel so unseen right now. And what I'm getting with this is obviously like, it's a first, congratulations, and it's a really good thing that you're knocking on all the right doors. It's a really good thing. Like, the divine and your angels, your guides, your spiritual team, the higher power, whatever you believe in, does notice that, does take into account of how much you are trying and how much you are doing, and that it is noticing that you are paying attention. It's noticing you are paying attention. You are paying attention to every single sign, every single synchronicity, every single nudge and breadcrumb that comes to you. You take it. Like, you've got, like, what I'm understanding is you've gotten to the point of, like, I don't care. I will do it. I will put myself out there. I've already walked on this path for so long. There is no turning back. I'm and it's like you're trying to understand how to continuously walk this path because you are guided towards it. And it's almost like the feeling unseen and invisible. It's like, like, it's almost like you just want a little bit of reassurance from the divine that you're taking the right steps and actions, because you're like, I've already knocked on so many doors. I've continuously taken the right action, the right nudges, etc., etc. And it's like, can I finally get something? Like, you're just getting to that point. And from my understanding, it's like, yes, the divine sees you, and yes, you are taking the right action in doing what you're doing. But obviously, those aren't your doors, at least not yet. Like, for some of you, it's like those aren't your doors. It's a good thing that you're doing this and you're knocking on all those doors and you're taking the action, you're doing all the right steps, but you just haven't got into the right door yet. And then you need to keep going and you need to keep following the signs, and it's going to make sense later down the line. And for some of you, what I'm getting, it's like you have knocked on the right door, but divine timing is always at play. So you could have, like, talked to someone, or had something happen where that is the right door for you, and you left like a mark on this person, but it's just not the right timing yet. And so it's something they have to, like, sit on, and there has to be something that plays out so that they can, like, contact you back. But during this time, while divine timing is still at play, you're still continued, like, you're still encouraged to continue on your path and continue taking the right action, continue following the signs, because this is an interesting thing. It's like, when we take the path of the unknown, and it's the path to our higher calling, it's always going to look different from other people, right? And we all have to go on this journey to either meet other different people along the way that may affect our life later down the line, or it's even about still integrating some lessons and like weaving this chapter of your life. Again, it's like interesting that the book analogy is coming to me. I guess a lot of you might be authors, but it's almost like, when you read a book, you read about the story about this character, and then you finish that book, and then you pick up another book. You don't want it to be the same. You don't want the exact same storyline. You want it to be a little bit different, like a different journey that they had to go on. And then again, you read another book, you don't want it to be the same kind of storyline where it's like they all took the same path and they all had to knock on 30 doors before something happened, Like we all want it to look different. And again, it is because we are all different. We're all taking different journeys. So just realize that, again, if something happens for someone much sooner than it happens for you, it doesn't mean that it's not meant for you. It just means it's not your timing yet. You're like, we're all just walking this different path. Because, yeah, it's like this collective, what I'm understanding, like the people tuning in to this message or my videos overall, you're the ones that walked away from the conventional path. Yeah, because the conventional path is almost like set in stone, kind of, not really, right? But it's very predictable. It's very like, go to school, go to university, you know, get a job in this particular area, get married, have kids. Like, it's very like, here are your milestones, here is the roadmap, here you go, follow it the best way that you can. And generally, a lot of people do that, and that's why their paths look very similar, right? But yeah, the collective I'm speaking to, you guys are a bit of the rebels. You guys never actually fit into society. You never understood the map you were given. You might have followed it, you might have tried, because again, that's what we're born into. But eventually, you walked away from that path, and it wasn't easy. And there were a lot of people looking at you and being like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Do you not see that like you're struggling and that, like, what are you doing, right? But deep down inside of yourself that you need to walk this path, because the other path, the more predictable one, the more conventional one, wasn't serving you. It was dimming your light, and you came here to share an important message, to share your gifts with the world. And because of that, your path is going to look so different than everyone else. It's going to look so different, and it's going to be so special because it is your own path, right? And it's something that you can even eventually tell and share with others to help inspire them. But it's never going to be like someone can follow that path, because it's your own and it's unique to you. So I get that you might be feeling unseen, unheard right now from the divine, and almost like you're questioning, like, do you even love me type of thing? But you don't really believe that. It's more like, hi, do you see me? Do you see me? Do you see that I'm following what you're telling me to do? Do you see that I'm following my heart? Do you see that I am trying my best? Can you give me a break? And it's like, yeah, I was inspired to like give out this message just to remind you, like, you're walking the right path. And I get it's hard. I get it's hard because it's not conventional and you don't get a lot of support from others to be walking this path, right? But again, just to remind you, just keep walking because you are going to end up on something very soon. Again, like we all are walking on these different paths, so it's going to look different, but something is going to come in for you. Just keep going. Don't let the silence deter you and make you go back to something. Just realize that it's not divine timing yet, or simply it's not the right door just yet. Like whatever answers you're not or replies you're not getting, you're just being protected because you have recalibrated your system, and anything that is a mismatch, even to like the slightest degree, cannot meet you. It cannot meet you. It might, like, you might have actually come towards something that looked perfect. You're like, oh my God, this is it. This has to be it. This is my door. The door was glowing. And you're like, this is the door. This is it has to be it. But it's like, even if it's not in the fullest alignment, like I said, even if it's to the slightest degree of a misalignment and it looks beautiful and shiny and sparkly, it won't open for you because you are walking in full integrity now and in full alignment, where you have to, it's like almost like you need that perfect key to that door for it to open. It can't just be any key. It has to be the perfect key. And you are getting there. Keep just keep going. Keep going. Keep holding the faith. You're not being unseen. And you are getting closer and closer. There will be a door that finally opens. And when it does, it's going to feel so good. You're going to be like, okay, this was worth it. This whole path was worth it. Anyway, I'm going to end this here before, I don't know, my phone runs out of storage, which I don't want it to do. But it kind of also just feels complete here. I really hope that this just reminded you that you are on the right path. Keep going. And there is the right door for you. And when it finally opens, it's going to be in such precise alignment and specifically meant for you that it will just like blast open for you. And it will be worth that whole path that you have taken. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to end this here. I'm sending you so much love. Again, as a reminder, because I keep forgetting, I do have a service and an offering down in my description box below. The Akashic reading report is more like your soul's map, like what you're here to do. It's a great confirmation if you're kind of like doubting. And then the heart mapping sessions are more just like where you currently are, what you're currently dealing with, and helping you kind of fine tune that. And then the next steps from there. I did want to say, because I'm almost at 500 subscribers, which is great, I will give out actually one free Akashic reading report and one free heart mapping session. All I ask is that you're subscribed, you like this video, and leave a comment below of what you'd be interested in. And then we'll take it from there. Once I hit 500 though, that's what I want to do, because it looks like I'm very close. Watch it, like before I upload this video, I end up there. I don't know. Anyway, all right. I'm sending you so much love, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.